Hi, everyone, and welcome to my channel. On today's topic, we're going to talk about dating apps. Yes, should you keep it or should you delete it? As you can tell from the title, I deleted my dating apps. Yes, the first day of the year, I decided to delete the apps. I was tired swiping left and right. I was just bombarded with messages and I just didn't see it going anywhere. But before we get to that, I want to let everyone know I'm Safari. This is Safari's Journey, where I talk about my life's journey and we connect on a humanitarian level. And it's from a trans woman's perspective, right? So you get to come into my world a bit. Um, Dating apps. I've been on dating apps for quite some time. I believe my first dating app was Tag, or I think it might have was Scout or Boyhoy. If y'all remember Scout and Boyhoy, um, I definitely was on there. That was years ago. And before dating apps came available, I was on something called Black Gay Chat. If any of y'all know about Black Gay Chat, um, that's when I was like 16 years old, right? And I lost my virginity from a man off that app. But anyway, we're going to stick to the subject at hand, dating apps, and why I deleted my dating apps. So for me, I found dating apps to become a bit exhausting, right? Because I've been searching for something for all these years and I have yet to find it on the dating apps. And for me, dating apps are better when it comes to dating for me as a trans woman because I'm able to display my gender inside my bio, you know. So I can just tell a man, have you read my bio? Um, yes or no. And a lot of times men only go by what they see. So most of them, they see a woman and that's what they go by. But some of them skip over the bio and just go on looks and because a lot of men are visual creatures, right? So I just found it easier for me to disclose my T on the dating apps. So that's why I prefer dating apps instead of in-person interactions because many times in-person interactions, unless I'm in an environment where, okay, this space is for trans women, which is not a lot of environments like that. Um, I just figure a man knows, right? But most time, if I'm out shopping, you know, different places, and a man approaches me and asks for my number, I have to go through the whole disclosure thing and letting a man know, like, hey, I'm a transsexual. Are you interested or not? And a lot of times men are still interested and some aren't, you know. So for me, it's just easier for me to date online than it is just meeting a man in person. Although I love the in person interaction because you can see me for face value, we can feel each other's energy um, instead of online because, I feel like a lot of people put on facades and you know, display themselves to be or portray themselves sometimes to be um, who they really aren't, right? Or who they really are or aren't. Y'all know what I mean. But anyway, so like I said, I've been on dating apps for all those years. I've met several men on dating apps, of course. I've gained several connections. off the dating apps, several friends with benefits. Um, I've been on dates, of course, but ultimately, dating apps have led me nowhere in terms of a true, serious relationship. Now, have they had potentials? Yes, they have had potentials, but it end up fizzing out. Um, and I just feel like what's for me is going to stick. And that just hasn't happened. So I got to a place, I made a promise to myself at the end of last year. I said at the beginning of the year, I will delete the dating apps. I'm going to abstain from intimacy. And I'm on month 4 from abstaining. And we're going to talk about that in another video, why I decided to do that. So we're going to stick on the dating apps. Dating apps for me had become exhausting. All the swiping right and left. For me, that had became very exhausting and overwhelming with all the messages I get. And most of the men, they only want to screw. Some of them took me on dates. I went on dates. I made connections, like I said, but nothing serious and nothing worth my while. Um, I'll talk about Facebook dating. Facebook dating, I had just found out about Facebook dating in 2024. So I tried that out. And my issue with Facebook dating was it was triggering me, especially now that I moved here to Georgia. I just never seen so many men put in their bio. Oh, I want real women, born women, no men, no trans. And for me, that was just like triggering me because it was constant. So I was like, well, damn, they must have a lot of trainees here, or transsexuals here, excuse me, and queens here in Georgia, which I already know they do. But some of these same men would write me, and then when I would disclose, they would still try to pursue. But, sir, you just want to pursue me to be intimate because you like what you see. But your bio states that you're not looking for my kind, right? So that just lets me know that you're not going to take me serious for a relationship. Um, some of the same things happen on like Hinge and other dating apps. So I watched one of my sisters on here and she was like, um, the trans girls should go on dating apps that center us, right? Um, Not Grindr and not Jack. If y'all know about Grindr and Jack, yes, I've been on those apps, but to me, those apps are just hookup apps. Like, and of course, they center gay men. So they're gonna have men that's looking for the girls on there, but to me, they are just very blunt, and it's like, yeah, you know what I mean. It's hookup culture to the max. I mean, the app has a feature where you could share your location and drive to that person without even sharing, you know, contact information. So it's clearly made and is sex centered. So I did not like Jack and Grindr because you get all these unwanted pics and stuff like that, you know. So I downloaded Tammy and I downloaded mytransgender.com or something date. Okay, now Tammy, I liked Tammy because, like I said, the app was more LGBT centered. So the men on there like know what they're getting compared to other apps like Hinge and Bumble. It's like, yes, the men are seeking women and they just happen to run across a trans woman. compared to apps like Tammy and the transgender dating app, the men know what they're coming there for. They're seeking us. So I was like, let me do that because I got tired of the other apps. I felt like the men weren't taking me serious. You know what I mean? Like they just wanted to be friends with benefits or have some type of download discreet relation. And, you know, I'm not on that type of time. Like, so I downloaded Tammy and I downloaded the transgender dating app. And yes, some of those same men that was on that other app was on this app too, mind you. But like I said, the disclosure thing, you don't have to really do that on there because they know what it is. So I was actively looking for a trans attracted man, a man that sees himself wanting to be with a woman like myself. And ultimately, that didn't happen either. That transgender dating app, um, what I liked about it, it was international. It was an international dating app. So I've talked to men in Europe, you know, in the UAE, in Australia. But the issue was like we would talk and that would fizz out because they're way across in another country. So we can only have so many conversations. And if we're only texting, the times was off, it just fizzed out. So I said to myself, I'm going to delete the dating apps. Hopefully, I find a man in person. And when I tell him the tea, he likes the tea and he wants to pursue a relationship with me. But for now, I'm just going to focus on myself and I'm abstaining from intimacy. So in the next video or some videos down, we're going to talk about why I'm abstaining and why I chose to abstain from intimacy. So after hearing my experience with dating apps, I want you guys to tell me your experience with dating apps. Have dating apps been successful for you? Yes or no? Any of my ladies, trans girls, tell me how your experience has been with the men. And fellas, tell me, because you guys are the pursuers usually, how have your experience been with the ladies? You know, the dating. I know dating can be expensive for the men because, you know, traditionally the man usually pays for a date. So, yes, comment below, like, subscribe, and thank you for tuning in. Until next time.